Level 0 Extraction redefines the extraction shooter genre by introducing something never seen before in previous games: fun. They've done this by adding a second faction whose entire job is to make you money by murdering all those people who'd gun you down in the first faction anyway. The two factions available in the open beta are as follows: the Mercenaries, an elite team of paid soldiers, armed with the best nail guns Home Depot could provide. As a mercenary, you enter the facility with the hopes of striking it big, with all the lost and strange artifacts this top secret facility has to offer, such as metal rods, bolts, drill bits, or if you're really lucky, some tasty glue. While a mercenary, you can team up with 2 additional players. This can be beneficial as regardless if you're alone, in a group of 2, or even a group of 3, you're all in the same game. And a solo meeting a team of 3 will go as well as can be expected. There is, of course, always an exception to this rule. For example, me and my friends were able to ignore a single player sneaking up on us before both my friends were swiftly executed by his shotgun. After which, I discovered I have the survival instincts of a Skyrim NPC who's only been mildly alerted to receiving an arrow to the face. Unfortunately, I got 2 shots off before being sent to Sovereign Guard myself. The second faction, the Aliens, are abominations of God, melding alien DNA and human DNA to create the perfect life form. Well, one that's perfectly designed to annoy extraction shooter players. Originally, I found playing Aliens difficult. This was because I'd get damage and heal myself, before waiting 20 years to regain my energy back. I would later find out you're not really supposed to do it that way. Instead, like all devices, you can charge yourself at the nearest faulty and sparking wire. Now, I would have blamed myself, as I did skip the opening cutscene tutorial for the Aliens, but I don't believe it was in there, because my friend watched it and he didn't know about it either. Additionally, the tips of the Aliens are skeptical at best, providing 2 completely different tips on what button to use to heal as the alien. More impressively, neither of these tips are correct. Now, both factions obviously have different objectives, but to further the mercenary objective of just collect shit and try not to die, the game includes a quest system, which is objectively awful, as each quest item only spawns when an active quest for it is available via the contracts tab. But there's only one in the entire match. And to make this a further issue, every single other person in that match has the same objective. So, if you need the defibrillator for the doctor, you best be prepared to send a few bodies along with it. Additionally, all objective items will spawn in the same room every time the quest is active, so the defibrillator will always spawn in the storage room on level 0, and the armored case will always spawn in the security room on level 1. Again, this may not seem like an issue until you factor in the previously mentioned 1, 2, and 3 groups of mercenaries, which all seemingly have their own spawn points locked in. So, if you're playing alone and manage to survive, you are nearly always guaranteed the defib unit. On the other hand, if you're in a team of 3, congrats, you spawn next to the armored case. And did you know, even if you complete the quest, you can still see the quest item? So, for example, a single player could endlessly spawn next to the quest item and take it. I know this because that's exactly what I did. Your boy wanted those free skins. Now, from my previous rant on the mercs, you may believe I dislike this game, and that's where you're wrong. Because no matter how bad of a time you're having as a mercenary, the aliens will embrace you with loving arms, and the ability to respawn endlessly until you hunt down and murder everyone in the match. Now, during the open beta, some of you may have not played as the aliens, and may have encountered an alien early game who seemed just as surprised to see you as you were to see them. That's because they were. Aliens don't know where you are, and unless you unlock the scanning ability, which takes a fair amount of time, or you're running around like a psychopath, out of breath every 20 seconds, you're as invisible to them as they are to you. Instead, you've bumped into an alien who's just trying to find an egg in these trying times, and is now terrified you're going to make them heal in the game for the next 5 minutes. Something that's important for the aliens, like the Sith, there's always 2. Now, I could never confirm it, but I believe the game consists of 2 lots of each team, meaning that 2 teams of 1, 2 teams of 2, and 2 teams of 3. I assume the devs' intention here was that the aliens would slowly pick out the teams of 2 and 3, allowing the teams of 1 to be more sneaky, improving their odds. However, once I collected enough eggs for the sonar, I can tell you, categorically, that's horseshit. If I see your ass wandering the halls alone versus a team of 3 right next to me, you best believe I'm coming for you, because that team of 3 is probably strapped, and I had a quota to meet for a free skin. Playing aliens is genuinely fun. Sure, every now and then there'll be fully kitted team of mercs that, the second you glance at them, they'll have killed you and the next 3 iterations with a single flare, but hell, you'd fare just as well as a merc in the same situation, and instead won't have lost anything. Aliens respawn, allowing you to give it a good old trial and error until you eventually figured out what to do. I even convinced my friend to play as an alien with me, telling them of a legendary move I didn't believe was possible, EMPing a merc with a torch and then spitting on his active flare when he takes it out, before he manages to kill you with it. He then proceeded to do this move 1 match later, leading me to accomplishing this feat myself. If you pause, you can even see the moment the merc loses all hope. The alien is not just there to be fun for the player, though on a side note, it does display a total loss of value for the players you kill, which I do find quite funny. But for each kill you get $800 for your own merc, so it's a great way to build yourself back from nothing. Though in all honesty, no build is better than a man with his nail gun, and that's free equipment. After all my games as aliens, I was left thinking, why do we kill each other as mercenaries? There is only one actual thing you're guaranteed when you kill someone, and that's a dog tag, which is worth $1,000 and 20 rep, of which you can easily make by extracting with your items. In fact, the amount of times I've come across fighting teams and then just killed the victor as the aliens is not insignificant, meaning no one wins. And that's entirely possible, because as the aliens, you can make sure no one actually completes an extraction. So I thought, my fellow mercenary brothers, should we not strike off the shackles of our own fear, and instead of engaging in pointless combat with no benefit, and work together to collect and extract, so we are not laid low by the Xeno Oh, shit, I found a rifle. Fuck it, let's go! In the end, Level 0 Extraction is a fun game, and the only extraction shooter I have ever actually played, and I enjoyed it. From roaming the halls randomly as an alien with no map, I'm sure I would have figured out my way around after 46 hours, to dying as a merc, and still being of benefit to my team as a cool drone. But in the end, I can't recommend this game. Not because of anything I've said, but because the game is called Level 0 Extraction, and there is in fact a first level which also has extraction points. I will never support false advertising. I give the game the amount of hope left in this man's eye out of the amount of times I stole someone's elevator. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to subscribe. If you didn't enjoy this video, feel free to subscribe anyway, and leave a mean comment below. I'm trying to get back in the swing of this, so this wasn't the best video, but in my defense, I also try to get it out before the release date for this game, and that is in 2 hours. So this is where I would normally put a preview of the next video, but it's going to be Warhammer 40k 9th edition, because I didn't do it yet from the last time I did a preview. So look forward to that, and I'm setting myself a end date for that as the end of this month, so hopefully I stick to that for once.